Hello. Oh, the screen scared me for a second, but I see you. Thanks for joining me. I've got Joe and Crystal back here to help us host our giveaway live stream for Protospiel Online's August 2025 session. We've gathered up all the names of the people who participated in our mini games and stuff at Protospiel Online August. And Crystal's going to be helping us spin the wheel of names. And Chris, for people who were attending Protospiel Online, and Chris is going to play some games in chat with us for live viewers. So we'll show you the prizes as they're coming up. I just realized we have a couple of games that are going to be prizes, but I do have the physical copy, and I didn't stick it next to my desk. So I might have to stand up and bring it over. I'd really rather show it to you all. But that's a little later in the stream, so maybe I'll get up while somebody else is
talking. Hey, Heather, at least for me, your audio is a little bit weird. I don't know if... Yep, is it like that for you as well, Chris?
Same here. So you and I can vamp for a second, and then give Heather a moment.
It's like it's interesting because it's not like consistently good or bad. It's kind of like...
But neither are most people. So
I mean, that is true, honestly.
It's a natural, organic thing.
Same for board games. Honestly, if we're just gonna...
Yeah, but even when they're bad, they're kind of good, right?
You and I especially, we kind of like the bad ones sometimes.
Oh yeah, I mean, just look.
The shelf behind you, the top of my Kallax shelves have like some of the good bad ones.
There you go. They are top shelf.
I'm actually not sure what to do about it. Now I can
pretty good.
That sounds better. That does sound better.
Sounds better.
Yeah.
Okay.
All you had to do is leave and come back. We're good.
Yep.
But I can't hear you now.
Ooh,
oh no!
Even better. We're off to an amazing start.
That's the classic turn it off and turn it back on approach that only works halfway.
It had something to do with how my headphone, like the connection of my headphones, I think. I can hear you now.
Okay, excellent.
Oh, okay, good.
Fantastic.
Just a little cable issue, no big deal.
So we can tell the Verizon guy we don't need him then, right?
Yeah. Right. What was the problem? Was I going in and out?
Yes.
Yeah, kind of.
I was kind of doing that, if that makes sense.
Weird. Yeah. Well, I'm glad you were here to tell me. Otherwise, I would have no idea. All right. But after that little diversion, we are going to start with let's start with the wheel of names and give people a chance to be in chat. I see that we have our first guest waiting backstage. Good to see you there. You can play along when Chris is showing his game after we do the wheel, if you would like, and I'll show you that prize in a moment. So this one is... I'm actually going to switch it up, Crystal, because I'm going to go get the thing to show. Let's do the Boardacy Oracle subscription first. That's what we're spinning for.
Awesome. All right. Well, so everybody, are you guys going to help me spin it?
Oh, yeah. I've got to help you.
Okay. Yep.
All right.
All right. And here we go. Whoosh!
Oh! Whoa! Ooh, it's got little beep boops now. That's new. I enjoy that. Congratulations, Jason! Congratulations, Jason. Excellent work.
We've got the sound turned on.
I like that. That's a good enhancement.
Interestingly, I can't hear the sound from it, so I don't know what sounds it's making.
Oh, that's interesting.
I assure you it's excellent.
Perfect. It doesn't make any sound for me. So.
Audience applause, including a woo at the end.
That's perfect. Amazing.
All right. And let's see. We can switch to the first session of Chris's game, which is a new one this time. Something a little different. And this one is for a sticker of your choice. People make the playtest sticker from Protospiel Online.
Love a good sticker. Always good to cover up whatever corporate logo is on the back of your laptop. And it's like you get a choice, so you can customize your prize. So tonight, we're going to be playing a game that I call the game of one perfect frame. And here's how it works. I'm going to show you a still image from a television commercial for a board game. All you have to do is tell me the name of the game. And don't worry, if you don't get it quite from the picture, I have a whole bunch of clues waiting here, and we will keep reading more and more obvious clues until you get it. So for this one, we're going to do an example real quick. So this one doesn't count. And so Crystal and Heather, you can play this. We will see if you can get it. So just to practice, here is our first clue of the night. Here's your image. All right, so this is from a television commercial for a board game. I will tell you it was invented in the mid-1960s.
I think it's Twister.
That is correct. It is Twister.
Ooh.
Good get on the shoes off.
Yeah.
You got to play this with shoes off. A couple of the other clues here, just because we didn't get to them. It became a major success when Ava Gabor played it on Johnny Carson's Tonight Show. It is the only game with a song about it by Weird Al Yankovic. And it uses people as playing pieces. So that is how this game works. So now let's do one for real. So what's going to happen is you're going to see the word go come up in the chat. And any guesses that come in on the chat after the word go appears are going to count. The first correct guess gets it. And for Crystal and Heather, if you think you know it, you can just say, yep, I got it. And that way you can indicate to me that you think you've got the correct answer without spoiling it for our audience at home. So for your choice of stickers, here's our first real clue of the night. So here's your image, and let's start giving you some clues. This was originally invented in 1860. It is a game that's been adapted as a video game.
I think
you have it as well? Okay.
Maybe.
All right. It's been adapted as a video game as well as a television game show. The board for this game originally looked like a checkerboard. There was a modern board game called CV that is thematic elements similar to this game. This game has the same name as a popular breakfast cereal. It includes paper money and a numbered spinner. In most current versions of this game, players pursue different careers. They seek to have the most successful retirement. It is a mass market game published by Hasbro, where you insert plastic pegs into a colored car representing how many children you have, which is why somebody is having a child.
And looking a little stressed about it. Yeah.
And looking a little stressed. And we have a correct answer from Nate Fullerton. The game of life is correct. Congrats, Nate Fullerton, for correctly answering this one perfect frame for the game of life. I see Venkman's _ assistant in the chat saying, I want to answer, but I feel that's unfair. Hey, I wrote it. It's not like I sent you the answers. So all good. You can play the next one. Congratulations, Nate Fullerton. We're going to do 2 more of those as the night progresses. The game is called One Perfect Frame.
Very
I
good.
agree. Naimanina, life is in fact unfair. And the game of life is often unfair if the spinner jumps the track or whatever. It's just an unfair situation.
I actually own the game of life on my Nintendo Switch, and there's like different themed boards. So all the jobs you get are like from the different themes. And instead of kids, you can have pets, which I love.
There you go.
It's pretty nice. It's a good chill, like cozy game when I don't want to think.
So
I will have to pick that up. I think I might have it wishlisted and I'm just waiting for it to be on sale for like $1.
That's when I got it. It was like, it went down really cheap, and that was when I picked it up.
So it's a solo game.
You can actually play it multiplayer or solo, but I play it against the AI. Yeah.
Very good. Well, thank you, Chris. That was fun. These are fun pictures. I'm like you. I was into board games before they were modern and hobby, and the mass market things definitely bring me back to my childhood. So I like the nostalgia.
Well, it only gets worse from here. So let's enjoy that later in the show.
Awesome. Okay, well, we'll say goodbye to Crystal until it's time to do the next wheel and make way for our guest, who I think is ready in the backstage to join us. Let me go here. Hello. Now we'll switch you to the seat.
There we go.
Hello. Thanks for joining us.
Do you hear me?
Yes.
Yep, we hear you.
You see your dog
great.
too.
Yeah,
perfect.
This is Pico. Speaking of life pets.
There's an attitude there. It's like, I'm quite important. I don't know why you would interrupt my nap.
Yeah. She's the sassiest girl ever. She's basically a cat. We wanted a dog, but we got a cat instead. But she just turned 1.
Okay.
So yeah, she's full of personality.
Well, thank you for joining us. This is Nina, who's been coming for maybe about a year or so to Protospiel Online, approximately. And you are,
January, I think, yeah.
You are helping. Okay, yeah, during the 2025 session, yeah, you've been coming since the beginning of that. And you're part of kind of a design team. I think you should explain so that I don't misspeak. I know that you're kind of partnered up with a couple other designers and you're helping them. So
Yeah, sure.
like how does your team work and who are you working with?
Yeah, so I am with Caleb Blaze and Sang-hee Kim. We all love board games. Like Sang-hee and I fell in love with board games I guess just last year when I showed him like the Frostpunk. It is a video game, but then it got adapted to a board game that's very, very heavy, and he also fell in love with that. So we were like, but it was so heavy that when we shared it with our friends, they were like, this is too much for me. We had to make house rules, and us just making house rules for like all these games that we wanted to share with them that were too heavy for them just kind of made us think like, oh, maybe we should try making board games. And then we got Caleb to join us because he's really, really smart and he's great. He's our dungeon master in our D&D campaign. So yeah, then we decided, why don't you just help us make a board game? And he's been amazing at that. He's our lead designer. I think we're all kind of like board game designers. I mainly help with playtesting, but and design as well. But yeah.
So kind of a random question. I'm sorry, go ahead.
Do you have a name for your group or not yet?
Yeah, Green Turtles Studio.
Green Turtle Studio.
I can dig it.
Thank you. Sonny really likes Green Turtles, so
yeah, I'll put the names of your games in the chat there for people to see. Well, so yeah, and these are the only 2 you're working on, or they're the 2 that you've brought to Protospiel Online?
We actually started with Kudzu. Then Parterre was like something Caleb came up with while we were working on Kudzu, and then we were like, this is an amazing game. We should try to push it. And so we're actually reaching out to publishers right now for that. And then Let Us Cook is kind of like everyone's the newest project that we have.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so if anybody watches Minigame Monday, the titles of your games have been all over those puzzles because you've been bringing them this year. And so, well, yeah, and I make puzzles, 4 different kinds of puzzles for all the ways that people can share their games at Protospiel Online, and you've shared them a lot on our website, and you've tagged them with, I think you've tagged them with things that are bingo matching, so I'm able to use them for the crossword puzzles too. So yeah. They've been all over those puzzles. You've been with me, whether you knew it or not, in those streams.
Yay!
Yeah. So, and we got to play. I think I haven't gotten to play Kudzu or Let Us Cook, but I did get to play Parterre, I think, in May, and that was it was it was one of the games that I played that session that felt like a finished game. Like I got to play the whole game, find out the score. It's always nice. No promises at Protospiel Online that that's going to be the experience when you play a game, but it's fun. You get to play something. It's finished. Basically feels finished. Finishable.
Thank you. We actually brought it to the Chicago Protospiel that just happened, like in person, and a lot of various opinions. So that was awesome. Yeah.
So I was going to ask earlier, you mentioned being in a D&D group, and it sounds to me, based on what you said earlier, that game design is relatively recent for you.
Yeah.
I'm curious, how much does playing tabletop role-playing games influence your game design process? Because I know tabletop role-playing games kind of encourage you to play with the rules, so I'd love to hear if there's any dovetail there.
I think speaking for Caleb, he as a DM loves making puzzle games for us to figure out and play, and they're always very like fun and unique. So him just thinking of that for every campaign session that we have kind of just makes it come naturally to him. I think just trying to figure out what game mechanics would be fun for people, what's something that is not too difficult but not too easy as well. I remember one of the puzzles was like, it was like a riddle and the answer was key, but we spend a whole hour trying to figure out what that answer was. It was just terrible. So he's really good at, iterating and finding the cool fun game mechanics that hits our little brain pleasure.
Very good. Well, I like to ask people when they attend these streams as guests, like one or the other, what do you wish you had known before you attended Protospiel Online, or what do you think people who haven't attended yet should know about it, and just kind of, or what has been helpful to you about attending it? What's been your experience?
So I was a designer and a play tester. I've gone to 3 Protospiel Onlines. I think as a designer, it seemed to me pitching your game and explaining how to play seems really, really important and kind of affects the feedback as well. So I wish I had known a better way to explain our games to people, and also asking the first question of like, do you know how to use screen top?
Yeah.
And making sure that everyone's like on the same page so that there's not too much like time being spent on holding back and figuring out the keys and stuff like that. As a play tester, I think maybe asking questions to the designers, because they might be like too nervous, or they kind of just like jump the gun and they don't really tell you what it is that they're looking for. I find it really helpful that if I know what kind of feedback that they want, I can take notes on it as I play the game. Otherwise, I'm just kind of like there enjoying the ride and just saying like, yeah, I actually had fun. I don't know what kind of feedback to tell you.
What else do you want to know?
Yeah. So yeah, don't be shy on like just asking them before they either explain the game or right after they explain the game. Just be like, what is it that you're looking for from me? And also really maybe like sharing your background. I think like we had a casual player play Parterre, and it wasn't their jam. Parterre is like a kind of like a light medium-ish kind of game, but someone who was like very into party games or very casual games, they were like, this is a lot of info at the same time. So already like I'm not really enjoying this type of vibe, and it can be hard to kind of,
Right.
get rid of your bias, I guess.
Yeah. Yeah, and of course it's okay if somebody that generally likes party games doesn't like your heavier game, right?
But knowing that their background also will
yeah.
help you figure out, I guess, what kind of feedback to get from them.
And it almost closes the loop on then that affects your pitch, which then affects your next feedback session, et cetera, et cetera. Until you said it out loud, I'd never really taken time to think about how during a play testing session, the way that you pitch it has an impact on the feedback at the end. But I think that's really good insight.
Maybe it's just me, because like if people like talk for too long and I'm like, I get lost on like rule number 1 and then they're already on rule number 3, but I'm too shy to interrupt them, and I don't want to like mess up their flow of explaining the game. So I just end up being like, I'll figure it out later.
I'm pretty similar to you. For the most part, I let them talk unless it's getting really, really long, because I think it lets them just kind of, okay, I said everything I needed to say, and I notice that I don't understand and I'm not following, but I just let them finish. And they say, any questions? And I say, when I start playing, I usually have questions.
Yeah.
Then they let me play.
Yeah.
Because I think it's even harder online to follow along with what they're doing. They can point with their mouse at what they're looking at and everything, but it's a lot to like bump around on the table and look at everything that's there without getting to interact and like form the paths in your mind. At least when I am learning a game.
Exactly.
There's some path formation that needs to happen for sure. Awesome. Yeah, I think that we have come to our time when it's time to spin the wheel. So unless you have anything else you want to add, like we've said the names of your games, but is there anywhere you want people to like follow along with you or look out for Green Turtle Studio?
Nope, not yet. We need to make a PGG link, but it's too scary for me to set it up. But I have made it a task to finish it by the end of this week.
Y'all are in the Protospiel Online server. Do you know if you have a designer diary for your stuff where people can ask you questions about that?
That seemed intimidating as well, trying to set that up.
You know what? This is a really good reason to buy a pass to next Protospiel. That's
whoa.
Yeah.
You can, I mean, once you've come to one Protospiel, you can make your diary anytime.
Oh, okay.
You could do it anytime.
Sounds good.
Yep, you're welcome to.
I should.
And I look forward to it. You guys got all kinds of cool stuff. We need to be able to have touch points to talk to you about it.
Thank you. Means a lot.
You're welcome. It's good to have you all with us. Let me bring Crystal back and we'll go over to the wheel. Let me just a second. Find her, hover. There she is.
Hello.
Okay, and you probably saw us do it. We need help spinning. It's a big wheel. It's heavy.
And 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Whoosh!
Yeah.
There we go.
It gets me every time.
Oh, this was, you know what? I made a decision. I'm just going to show you a screen share. So that's Nate.
That's two for Nate tonight. Well done.
Oh, yeah. You got a live viewer and a, what am I trying to say? A
wheel prize
from Protospiel.
A raffle prize
gift. Yeah. Well, so okay, what I'm trying to do is show you a screenshot of.
While you're pulling up the screenshot, Nina, I missed the doggo's name. I must know.
Kiko. Kiko.
Oh, Kiko.
She's a Daisy dog.
Oh, like. I had just been taken off screen when you got brought on, and so you couldn't see me, but I was back here just like, she's so cute. I love her already.
Okay.
She's just a little sassy, but she's cute. She's adorable when she can.
Same age as the cat we just adopted, and same pattern. Our cat looks like a cow as well.
Wow.
So.
Does your cat act like a dog?
Kind of. She greets me at the door every time I come home, so
Yeah.
Oh,
little
that's
dog
so
I
boy.
haven't
sweet.
noticed her barking at the mailman. It doesn't mean she doesn't do it.
Yeah.
Maybe in her heart. Yeah. So there, that's how I'll show you vibes, even though I do have a physical copy of it I could have put on camera, but I'll just show you the sales page online. That's your prize, Nate. You won a copy of Vibes. I forgot to get it close to me.
Everybody loves some good vibes.
Yeah.
That one is from Lunar Punk. Zoe and Lunar Punk gave that prize. So we'll get you hooked up and Zoe will send you that game. Score. All right. So thank you very much, Nina, for joining us. It was great talking to you and learning a little bit more about how your studio works. And we look forward to seeing you around.
Yeah. See you next time.
Bye. Oh, sorry,
Bye,
I've got a
doggy.
very long list of things to turn on and off. Bye, doggy.
It's just more dog time. It's
Thanks for
fine. Take your
coming.
time with it.
Oh,
Bye.
I want to
There
pet
you
the
go.
dog.
Hopefully, Nina will
Cute.
stick around in the chat and maybe win a prize as well. So,
Yeah, that's true. Okay, so next guest I see is ready in the backstage, so we can say goodbye to Crystal, and we'll see you when it's time to do the wheel again.
Bye.
Bye.
Hi, everybody.
hello, Nate. Congratulations.
Hello. Thank you. It's a big
Congratulations.
night for me. 2 prizes already. This is great. And I was actually a playtester on Vibe, so it'll be cool to get a copy. I don't know if I made it. I think I only playtested it once, but it's very fun.
That's a really cool feeling, though, when you were sort of saw it before it was published and then you hold the real product in your hand. That's always really cool.
It's great. I can't get anyone else, like all the people I play games with, I can't get them to be as excited about it as I am. When I'm like, oh, we should play this game because I tested it. But they don't quite have the same reaction that I do.
And they're like, why should I care?
Yeah.
Harsh. Yeah. You have to be like, not because I tested it, but because it's fun. It's on that part.
Yeah, exactly.
Potentially.
Or you just sneak in a little when they say they really like something. You just say like, yeah, maybe that was my suggestion, you know? Yeah.
Right.
If it works, it works.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I have this whole agenda and things that I'm doing for a part of the point of this streams, right? Is to support our sponsors and people who donate the gifts. I have the best intentions. I have all their links and stuff, and then there's so many buttons and stuff to push. I get behind. But I'll do better on the next gift. All right. We can start again on the next wheel. But for now, Nate's with us, and it's great to have you. You've been coming for a long time to Protospiel Online. I don't even remember when you first joined us. Do you?
I looked right before I hopped on, and it was actually only January of last year, but it feels like a lot longer. Yeah, I was surprised. I was like, it can't have been 2024. It doesn't
Gosh,
seem
that's
like enough time.
5
Yeah.
Protospiels. Like it's not a ton of time, but it's a ton of time spent when you're doing like going hard all weekend 3 times a year. That racks up.
Definitely, yeah. And sorry.
If you came every time, then that is 6 that we've had since that one. So
I want to say I've made 4 out of those 6, but yeah. But this was actually my first convention as a game designer was Protospiel Online, so that was really exciting. So it has a special place in my heart.
And which games have you brought to Protospiel Online?
The first game I brought was Tales and Trails, which was a really great experience, and I was able to get that signed with a publisher a few months after I brought it to Protospiel. So that was a huge help, and I got a lot of really great encouragement, and I also had a chance to sit down with a bunch of designers and learn more about that side of designing a game that I hadn't really thought about yet, of how do you make this pitchable, how do you be more thoughtful about the components that are in your game, and what that's going to look like when a publisher is looking at it, making sure that you're getting a lot of mileage out of every piece that you're putting in here, and learning like when to cut things out that might not be worth the cost when someone's seeing it. So all of that advice was really really helpful, but it also introduced me to like a really great network of designers and a lot of people that I still play a lot of games with now, and have been able to play test with a lot. So yeah, I think every game that I've worked on significantly, I've brought to Protospiel, usually as like the kind of debut playtest for most of them. So it's really been great.
That's awesome. Well, yeah, I'm glad it can serve as a good like launching point for you when you want to make a new design.
Yeah.
Tales and Trails, now the name, are you able to say the name of it publicly on a stream, what it will be called when it's
Yes.
published? Okay.
Yep. Journey to Skyhaven is going to be the name when it comes out, and that's with First Fish Games. We're still waiting on the Board Game Geek page. We have to figure out the exact box dimensions first, and we're still trying to iron out a few things before we do that. But that's going to be really exciting to actually have something. It's like such a fun milestone to be like, oh yeah, it's on Board Game Geek. I can send people a link to it, and I'll have the cover art and everything. But
people can track their plays.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And only leave 10-star ratings,
When I put, they can give us the 10-star and the 1-star ratings. Can't wait for that part. But well, and when I put it in my app, my board game stats app, it'll have the little official board game cover next to the name and my list of plays. That'll be great.
Yeah, it's very exciting.
I'll take that moment. Maybe you're saying it's not on BGG yet because you know what I'm about to say, which is once you've got it on BGG, you can put it in now published in our server. And I've just been this week working on making that a little bit easier for everybody to do. So hopefully we can maybe do a bit of a push, because there's a lot of things that have been published that we haven't really gotten into that official list, right? So it'd be great to do more of that. I'm excited to see yours there when it's time, when the image is ready and everything. So
yeah, it'd be very exciting. You won't be able to stop me from posting it everywhere.
Perfect. And yeah, I don't know, like what would you say? Do you have any like particular memories from attending Protospiel Online, or like other people's games that you've played that are memorable? Any kind of experiences like that?
Definitely. There's some games where I think I tried Inside Job during my first Protospiel, and then like a few months later saw it in a store, which was really really exciting, just to kind of see that little bit of extra validation of like, okay, yeah, like this is something that you can do, and like this is something that like we'll go through this process, and then eventually like be on a shelf was really really cool, as like a designer who's just sort of starting out. I think the biggest thing honestly was just meeting a ton of people at those first few Protospiels, and then being able to run into them in person at different conventions and see them pop up on other design and testing servers that I've hopped on, and already have those relationships established. And like it does make it a lot easier when you're you're at a convention, you're trying to find people that know, or like coming up to people's tables when they're showing off their games and getting to introduce yourself in person. That's always been really special too. So it is such a great community of designers, and people that are just so supportive and so great to play games with.
Yeah.
Absolutely. I've always found people want to lift each other up in the Protospiel Online community. The feedback is always constructive, and also a great place to network too. You talked about getting to know people, and if you're not in the game, there's always coffee talk, right? And there's always some sort of industry talk happening there that's really, really fascinating and valuable.
Definitely. And it's cool to be able to have, like, I think like every Protospiel I've definitely been able to play new games with new people, but it is really fun to have that consistency of running into the same people, and even being able to test different iterations of a game over time with the same people and seeing how their reactions change. And that's been really helpful, especially with Skyhaven. Heather specifically, I think I've played every version of the game with you, and it's been really cool to be able to see how your reactions change and use that as a little bit of barometer of, here's what's working, here's where I've cut something up that's like really missing in the game now, and being able to have that kind of past history of playing with people is really, really cool. And you start to kind of understand a little bit what Nina's saying, where you want to know the background of your playtesters. You want to be able to know what kind of games they prefer, what sort of themes they bounce off of, things like that. It can really help kind of organize that feedback that you get, and just makes it a lot more useful.
Yeah, you're still getting the people who played it early saying they're sad there's no more summit.
Exactly. Yeah.
You don't get to climb to the top and go back down anymore. Sad day.
Yeah, there's definitely games that I've played very early playtest versions of, and I refuse to give up the first edition rules, even though it's long since been fixed and iterated. It's like, no, this is how I learned it, and this is how it is forever for me.
Exactly. Yeah.
That's funny. I'm looking at our schedule here. I think it's time to do your game now, Chris. So you can stay on screen with us, Nate, while we do this, and I'll bring Crystal back.
All right.
Just a second. Okay, so you already won a prize from this game, right? So I can't see it, Chris. Do you know why?
I haven't put it up yet, so.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
It looks like it's
we gotta keep that one perfect frame hidden.
I see. It doesn't. The title, like, it is there, but it's just the same as the background.
That's right. So, just to remind everybody, I'm going to show a still image of a television commercial for a board game. All you have to do is to tell us in the chat what that game is. So any moment now, you're going to see the word "go" come up in chat. Any answers given after that are going to count. If you don't get it off the picture, I'm going to start reading increasingly more obvious clues until we have an official winner. So let's go to One Perfect Frame number 2.
I know it.
All right, so somebody knows it already. That's good news.
I think.
I suspect you do, but I'll start giving some clues here. Somebody's already got it. It is, in fact, Dark Tower. Didn't even need the clues. Congratulations, Hornist34 in the chat. Published in 1981 by Milton Bradley. The man in the picture is Orson Welles, who, of course, played Unicron in Transformers, his most famous role. Inspired by Dungeons and Dragons, and, of course, a sequel was made by Restoration Games a few years ago and was very popular. So, congratulations on that very fast solve for Dark Tower. Well done. See?
Yeah.
Easy peasy. They're not all difficult, right?
Yeah.
I thought that was going to be one of the more difficult ones, but if you know,
I love that it says battery not included, like singular battery.
You have to hook this up to a car battery because it takes that much juice. Just the red and black.
It sounds like Hornist was gotten by that commercial and was like, I want that game. Because it was Christmas present 1981. Still remember the commercial.
Well, I hope the battery still works.
I feel like there needs to be a meme of that image.
Somebody's got to GIF it and put it into social media so we can all share it forever for eternity. So
it was a 2D cells. So okay, one battery maybe was included.
Honestly, somebody should write them and say, hey, you said battery not included, but where's the other one?
I was promised 1D battery. I don't mind supplying the other half, but you got to meet me in the middle here.
Right, yeah. False advertising. So yeah, what you won was a mystery snail mail gift. So something that'll come to you flat packed in the mail. I'll need to get your address and I will send it to you in a happy mail kind of get it in your mailbox kind of present. So
I love a good mailbox present. Usually they come from Kickstarter after I've long since forgotten about them.
Mm-hmm. Well, this one just a single stamp is the shipping cost for me. Makes it manageable. But yes, thank you very much for joining us, Nate. And we will go ahead and say goodbye to both you and Crystal and bring on the next guest.
All right.
Bye,
Great
guys.
to talk to y'all tonight.
Yeah, thanks for joining us.
Good to see you.
So many buttons. Okay.
Hello.
Hello. We've got our frequent stream co-host that has started joining me lately, Robert, doing our game night hangouts over the last couple of months. So, and Chris, Robert and I. Well, Robert is connected to both me and Chris and both me and Crystal. I thought I met Robert at Crystal's game night. And just this week, I was like logging a game that we had played and realized that I had 2 copies of him in my board game stats app because I actually met him at your party, Chris, 2 years earlier. So we're like, whoa, right. We didn't know that we knew each other when we first met each other. Thought we first met.
Heather, we're currently in the middle of a game of. Oh, I got to check on that too. But we're in the middle of a game on BGA of Draft and Write Records, and I have made reference with my band name because I called my band Sharp Hand Joe. So I made.
I need to pay attention to your band name. I usually don't ever write one, but now that I know you do, I'll pay attention.
Yeah, I always do. That's one of my favorite reasons to play that game is to make up a band name. I think I played another one with Hornist, who is in the audience right now. Not that long, or just yesterday, I think it was. And my band's name was Passion, Pain, and Pasta. Yes, it is me on the screen, Hornist. How you doing? But yeah, like the band, my band name on that one was Passion, Pain, and Pasta, which I took from a Bill Plimpton movie called The Tune. So yeah.
I hate to take us even further off topic. I promise to
off topic with Robert? No.
No, yeah, no.
Which
off topic is my favorite
game
topic.
Is that over your shoulder? Is that Protect the Barrier, or is that the tabletop role-playing game? I recognize
This is Protect the Barrier.
Protect the Barrier. Okay, I thought it looked like a right size, but I wasn't sure. So, all right, okay. We can get back to game design now.
It is actually an incomplete copy of Protect the Barrier. There is something wrong with it. But the thing is, it doesn't affect the main. So there's 2 different ways to play the game. Like there's the difficult way and there's the easy way. It only affects the difficult way because the difficult way has the ghost traps have the numbers on them and you have to collect them in order.
So it's easy mode only.
Yeah, so it's easy mode only, yes. But I mean, easy mode still isn't that easy, to be honest with you.
It's not terribly easy at all.
No.
But still very fun, in my opinion, anyway.
Well, and Robert has been helping with streams, but he also, before that, started helping us with moderating Coffee Talk. So you've been coming since the first time you did that was in May. So you've done it for May and August this year?
Yes.
So, yeah, and you've gotten to, mostly you've been coming and play testing when you're not modding. So how's that been going for you?
It's been going great. I really like playtesting. It's kind of inspired me to. Well, I've started designing my own game. It's sort of inspired me to do that. There's nothing going I shouldn't say there's nothing going with that. Like I am designing it. It's just that I don't know where to take it after I have made everything. So, but I mean, I'm glad I'm with Protospiel now. Like I'm, know a bunch of people in Protospiel now, and maybe I can get some help that way.
Yeah, you have people to ask when what the next step is. I know. It sounds like you've been making a spreadsheet. Is that where you're at?
Yes, I'm making a spreadsheet
with all
of cards.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Well, you've got an infinite number of screen top tutors at your disposal.
Yeah.
Which is really good. So.
Oh, for sure.
And yeah, the step before is going to be something like, I don't know. There's a lot of options. Something that you can turn a spreadsheet into cards like Dexterous or Component Studio or Nandeck. Those are all possible options, but you can find the one that's good for you.
Right. Oh, exactly. But being a moderator in Coffee Talk has been so interesting because I get to talk to all kinds of people, and as you've already determined, talking is my favorite thing. I talk like I've never talked before.
And you'll never get to talk again.
And I'll never get to talk again. But yeah, no, it's been a blast, and and just being able to help out with a convention, because like I've gone to conventions before, and it's one of those things. It's like you don't realize what exactly goes on sort of behind the scenes, right, of a convention. You kind of go and you go, well, obviously, you get the celebrities, although there's no celebrities at Protospiel. I don't know, maybe there will be. I don't know. I mean, I guess
people think of Joe Slack as a celebrity.
Yeah.
So,
and
Chris
but,
too. Chris is a board game celebrity.
No.
Yeah,
You
you're practically royalty, Chris.
Royalty free, perhaps, but
but it's like you see like the stuff on the front end. When you go to a convention, as I said, you see the celebrities, you see the table set up, the merch tables set up, you see all the events that they have and everything like that, and you just think, oh, this looks effortless, and then but you know that it's not effortless, and no, it's not, and
if they're doing a good job, it seems effortless.
Yeah, it seems effortless. It's I think I told you, Heather, about how I have the saying about seeing the gears, right? And I usually apply that to movies, where if you can tell how a movie is, if you can kind of predict how a movie is going to go, you can see the gears, but that can apply to anything. That can apply to conventions or anything that takes a large amount of work, really. And the way you kind of have to go about is like the people behind the scenes have to hide those gears, right? Because you don't want to see the gears. You don't, and I think Heather, I think you do a great job of hiding the gears that I've seen so far, anyways. But yeah, obviously it's not an easy job, but it's a good insight into how things are done.
Yeah, people start to see the gears when they offer to help me, and then they're like, "Whoa, oh no." So I try to give people a little enough, like a single gear. That's been my approach lately. But
right.
Yeah, there are a lot of gears.
Yes.
Probably too many. They build up over the years.
Oh yeah.
What's a weird tangent from Coffee Talk that you would not have expected to come up? You don't have to name names, but
oh my goodness, what did we I know, okay, so I've been describing the game to people that I've been planning out, and thematically it's about Bugs Bunny cartoons and stuff like that. And at one point, like, we did start talking about like old Bugs Bunny cartoons and old, and so like we just ended up with this weird tangent about like all these different old cartoons from like the 40s and 50s, and like all the gags in them and stuff like that. So it's like, oh, what was your favorite one, and that kind of thing, right? It was and everyone always brings up the what was it, the one where Bugs Bunny's doing opera.
oh yeah, the Barber of Seville.
Barber of Seville, yes.
Yeah.
The other weird one, actually, I just thought of another weird tangent. So we were, who was it that I was talking to, he has a game that he made, and the entire thing is, I think it's called Dream Guardian or something.
Okay.
And
that's Kenneth.
Kenneth, okay,
probably, or Colin. Yeah. Together
yeah,
they've made that, I think.
okay.
If it is called Dream Guardians, then it's theirs.
Okay.
As long as you're right about that.
Yeah. And the whole thing was that you choose a stuffed toy or something, some type of object, and that becomes your Dream Guardian, and you choose 2 words to describe your Dream Guardian, and that determines how you play the game, your play style for the game. And we started talking about it, and talking about like the different things that could foreseeably be Dream Guardians, and I joked that, so I said, well, I have a friend who doesn't really bring anything to game night with her, and unless prompted. So if I just brought this game unprompted, her Dream Guardian would be cup of tea or something.
Fair. Yeah, if you're not playing at home and you're out and about,
yeah,
off the shop or whatever.
Yeah.
Well, shall I bring Crystal back? Our gaming buddy.
Yeah.
Who gives us a great place to play games together.
Hi, Crystal.
Hello, friend.
You got your wheel back, okay?
Yep.
Oh, by the way, Crystal, real quick, I don't know when we'll get to play it, but for Saturday night, for an upcoming Saturday night, I made up a Fibbage 3, or not a Fibbage 3, a Quiplash 3 episode.
Ooh.
Nice.
Yes.
That's pretty exciting.
Yes. So I cannot wait. I had to brag to you.
I'm very excited to try it out. All right, are we all ready to spin the wheel?
I think we are.
Yes.
Right.
Adam's kind of backed into a corner here, but anything can happen.
I don't.
3, 2, 1, spin the wheel! Whoosh!
Round and round it goes. Who could it possibly be?
It's Luke Cheney.
Luke Cheney.
Well, congratulations, Luke. And this time I'm on top of it. I'm going to show you the link for the prize. This one I keep next to my desk, so I didn't have to remember to bring it to my desk. But upside down. So this is the Panda design toolkit. So it's a bundle. There's the game designer's toolkit, the wood toolkit, so wood parts samples from Panda. These are kind of basic cards and stickers that with matching icons and little wood blocks that match those stickers. And so it's like cards with reverse blueprint on them. So kind of the reverse of Protospiel's colors. And then this is the paper toolkit that has some very fancy different kinds of finishes, chipboards, and stuff like that. So that is what Luke Cheney will get from Panda. We've got 1 copy of that as a prize this session, so thank you to them. And thank you to Robert for joining us. And now we're going to take a little intermission. And I also, I'm sorry, had a link for you too. Robert is a professional game master. So let me put that link in the chat before we say goodbye. That's cool. That's a cool thing to round up people to do that service for.
Yeah.
That's something else we could talk about sometime. I'm curious about that, but
yeah, for sure.
for another time. And we'll see you around. And then this is very much on topic of Robert, is Board Game Blitz's server and your game nights. You want to talk about those a little bit, Crystal?
Sure. So it kind of started more during the pandemic than anything else and has just persisted beyond. But yeah, in the Board Game Blitz is a podcast that my co-host Ambi and I started back in 2016. We're coming up on our 10th anniversary, which is a little bit mind-blowing to me. Like the fact that we've been podcasting for 10 years is, I can't even. And the podcasting,
that's incredible. That's amazing.
Like the landscape of podcasts has changed so dramatically in that time period. Like it's wild to me, but we have a Discord community that anyone is welcome to join. It is a very welcoming and inclusive community. We moderate it heavily. We make sure that there is no bad vibes there at all. And we do weekly game nights in the Discord, which have been really beneficial for people who live in areas where they either don't have a in-person game group that they can attend, or for people like me who post-COVID became a little more hesitant to go out and be in public as often because of things like COVID, have been made it possible to play board games with other humans on a regular basis. So we do game nights every Tuesday where we play games on Board Game Arena, and then just about every Saturday we kind of do more of a party game night where we often play Jackbox games or Gartic Phone, or games of that ilk. My new favorite game that we've been playing recently is called Draw Along with Dave, where you have to describe what you're drawing in real time to people and make them draw it as well. And it's hilarious and very fun.
It's a great
But yeah, anybody who is like, I want to play more board games, but I don't want to leave my house to do so, join our Discord, come play. And I know that it is scary sometimes to meet new humans and to try and like ingratiate yourself into a new group. We try and make sure that we make things as easy and welcoming as possible. We have inside jokes that we will get you in on as soon as possible. We will explain the jokes to you. We are happy to teach games. Like, we're never going to tell you, oh, you don't know how to play a game, you're not welcome here. Like, we will teach you any game, and we are always, we want more people, because more people means more games to play, and so it's awesome. And yes, the inside jokes include a fictional person named Tim, who we throw out of a hot air balloon. Want to know more about Tim, who doesn't exist here, but we do throw him out of a hot air balloon all the time, then come join the Blitz.
I mean, if you
Discord
believe hard enough, anything could happen. But.
I mean, the amount of times Tim has come up over the years since he first appeared in a game, it's just mind-boggling. And the whole thing just started because I assumed that nobody would ever fictionally throw a person out of a hot air balloon, and everyone else chose to throw a fictional person out of a hot air balloon. And I was baffled by this. How could you throw a fictional person out of the hot air balloon? So if you want those kinds of shenanigans in your life, come join the Blitz Discord. Play games with us on Tuesday nights. That's the kind of stuff you'll be in for.
Well, and I have a local game group, and I still go to Blitz because I like the people there. So that's part of it.
We have
too.
a lot of fun.
Yeah. We've got Kirsten with us. Hello.
Welcome in.
Woohoo! You made it.
Yeah, it's probably
no prizes to be won. There's time left. It's all good.
Kirsten is in New Zealand, so I think it's tomorrow for her.
Ooh, nice. We actually have a regular in the Blitz game night. It's tomorrow afternoon for him when we play on Tuesday nights. It's Wednesday afternoon because he's in New Zealand as well. So yeah.
Tim was dead weight.
Don't spoil it for us, okay? Don't spoil it.
Unless it's lottery numbers, that's fine. But,
yeah.
Right. Awesome. And then Chris, you have a little bit of stuff you can pitch too. You want to talk about that?
Let's talk about my trail of abandoned projects. It's so great. I had a podcast and I walked away from it 8 years ago, but you can still find it. It's called Flip the Table. I also used to be a game show host, and then I stopped doing that at the beginning of the year. If you've never got a chance to play All Night Long, ask me very nicely. I might run it for you for free. But as far as things that you can find right now, you can go to PNP Arcade and download a game called Roll Estate. It is my one and only game design. It is if you took the gameplay of Yahtzee and themed it with Monopoly and see what comes out, then you would get Roll Estate. It is absolutely free. that you can download, and it's a real easy print and play, low construction. You just print score sheets and you're good to go. I also was on a podcast called Cult Classic Callback, which has been going back to older episodes. It is in the Boards Alive feed, so it is part of a board game podcast. The podcast Boards Alive, which is still up and running, but classic episodes of their other podcast, Cult Classic Callback, have been popping up in the Boards Alive feed. And I was on recently talking about the Aquabats Super Show, which is a show that I really loved, that my daughter Ruby really loved. And on that podcast, a good time was had by some. So if you want to find out who, check out Cult Classic Callback and check out that classic episode. I did 4 episodes with them over the course of their run, and that is the latest classic episode to drop in the Boards Live feed. So that is all the stuff from a long time ago that I'm still flogging. So please enjoy that. Yeah.
You're good. The stuff that you did from a long time ago is still cool. You don't have to do new stuff all the time.
I didn't say it, so it's okay. That's speaking of inside jokes. But
do you know what the worst thing about being stuck in a time loop is?
You know what the worst thing about being stuck in a time loop is?
Do you know what the worst thing about being stuck in a time loop is?
You know what the worst thing about being stuck in a time loop is?
Heather, you better cut us off. We can do this all night.
Yeah. It'll get ugly. It'll be bad.
Yep.
Yeah.
I need to work on my interjection skills, I think.
It's that politeness thing.
Yeah. Yes, we were talking about this earlier. We're all too nice.
I think we were both too polite to tell you your audio was broken at the beginning, and then Crystal.
We were. Well, I think you and I were both like, "Is it as bad as I think it is? Is it just me? Is it like because it wasn't
going to work itself out? You know?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Like, you don't want to interrupt somebody if it's just like a really like small glitch, and yeah. But at a certain point, I was like, okay, I have to say something.
Yeah, it's gonna get weird.
I'm really
if we
glad
don't.
you did.
Yeah.
I think that there are a lot of things open at the same time when I run this stream, and I think my computer is just kind of like, whoa, 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 whoa. I had this experience earlier today with Discord where I was like correcting some posts, and I got this, whoa, too spicy. You're doing too much. You cannot use Discord at all anymore.
Oh,
I was like, really? Really? Okay, I'll wait 3 minutes. Nope, still can't do anything. I figured it out. I had to completely like turn off the app and then turn it back on. And it was resolvable, but I would not be in a good place if I couldn't use Discord, right?
Oh my gosh, no, I don't know what you would do.
I don't know.
Oh, hi, dog. Were you jealous of the other dog?
Yes, she was
We're
jealous.
having dog rivalries now.
Remind us her name?
This is Helly, named after the character from Severance.
Okay.
My little rescue puppo.
Yeah. She's big on the kisses.
Oh, she loves kisses.
It's her job. It's her full-time job.
Yep.
Clearly.
It really is.
Pretty much.
That's awesome.
Yeah, if she
she
sees skin, she licks it.
I wonder if it's a love thing or she loves the salty taste of your skin, you know?
It can't be salty because when I get out of the shower, she'll like run up to me and lick my feet. And I just got out, they're wet with shower. Like it's not like,
yeah.
They're clean. There's nothing on them.
It's you want to be cooked and eaten by your pets, and it's as simple as that. Happens.
If I ever disappear, you all know who to go to. Check the dog.
Okay, so we have one more of these, right? One more.
Yeah, let's do it.
To go for, and this time it's for a T-shirt.
For a T-shirt, these high quality T-shirts that we're wearing. I love this shirt. It's soft, it's stretchy, it's good quality. And if you don't win one, you should order one because they're great. Yes. One more time, I'm going to show you a still image from a television commercial for a board game. All you got to do is tell me the title of the game. If you don't get it right away, I will keep reading clues until somebody gets it. And at any moment now, you'll see the word go come up in the chat. Any answers enter after the word go comes up are going to count. So let's look at our last perfect frame for tonight. This is once again a still from a real commercial for a board game. This is a 2-player game, originally published in 1974. It is a perfect information game. There are no random elements in this game. It was solved in the year 1988. If someone knows the solution and plays first, they can force a win every time. There are... Okay, someone's got it. All right. There are a few giant arcade versions of this game, including one that uses basketballs instead of the pieces that you would use in the tabletop version. The colored pieces in the modern version are currently red and yellow. They used to be red and black. All right. It could be described as a variation on tic-tac-toe, and it has a number in the title. Okay. It is a game that is currently published by Hasbro, and we're getting to the most obvious clues now. It is a game where you drop checkers into a plastic frame. Venkman's assistant, that's it. Congratulations, Robert. And Connect 4 is the answer. Well done, Connect 4.
I think that advertising angle makes no sense at all, though. Can you explain this?
No, and that's why I used it.
Perfect.
A single perfect frame. Let's just go back to this previous image real quick.
Oh, you want to show me something?
Just so you can drink this in and try to figure out.
He's eating the middle, like he picked it up like a sandwich and he's just eating it.
Yeah, when you think of dinosaurs eating buildings, you obviously think of Connect 4. That is the game One Perfect Frame. Thanks for playing, everybody, and congratulations on your new t-shirt.
Is that... Well, I think is that Godzilla, though? Not a dino?
It's like the characters from Rampage. The ad is from the 90s on 90s children's television. Yeah, I don't quite understand the pitch. It's something about the game being big. And so they chose big things, but yeah, doesn't make a lot of sense. And that's what makes it delicious. So
it's like supersized tic-tac-toe, sort of.
Sure. We'll go with that.
It's like the marketing company looked at the game and went, this looks boring and we need to make an exciting commercial. Put Godzilla in it.
There you go. Godzilla can sell anything. I will say the basketball version of Connect 4 that you find at the arcade might be my favorite version of Connect 4.
It's really fun.
Yeah.
You are correct. Yes, Dino.
What I think that does is it solves for the solve, where when you shoot, it's not entirely certain. You can kind of aim it, and if you're a good basketball shooter, you might get it where it's going to go, but sometimes there's a little uncertainty there, and that's the spice that Connect 4 really needs. So, Basketball Connect 4, 10 out of 10 would play again.
So, yeah, you're shooting it into a net to go into the channel.
That's right. And so if you miss your shot or whatever, it'll not quite go where you want it to go. So even if you got a clear shot to make 4, if you miss it and botch it, it opens an opportunity for your opponent as well. So it's exciting and dynamic and fun.
I don't know. Do you know who Gamera is? I don't know Gamera.
Obviously, it's a heavy turtle. My best basketball skill is traveling. Me too, honestly.
Especially if you can get away with it. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So that's One Perfect Frame. Thanks for playing. Good stuff.
Yeah, thanks for setting that up for us, Chris. And we have one more guest, so we'll say goodbye to Crystal and bring on our last guest, who I think is ready. Another podcaster.
Everybody's got a podcast, right?
Yeah, everybody's got one. Got or had one. That's how it goes.
Do you know what the worst thing about being stuck in a time loop is?
You know what the worst thing about being stuck in a time loop is?
I stopped there for you, Heather.
That's probably the polite thing to do. Yeah.
The pinches bridge of nose. I'll just be the straight man here. Or I'll do like your logo in the background. So Jason is I think maybe you're the only guest that we have this time who was new to this Protospiel Online.
Okay.
And I got to play your game, which you were calling Currents at the time. I know you're
Correct.
working on the theme, so the name might change, but you can tell us about that.
Yeah, so you were playing Currents. I want to start by letting Chris know I was backstage while you were doing the game, and I saw the picture come up. I didn't know the picture, but then you started talking about how it's an abstract game, that it's solved. I should know this. I'm building an abstract game, and I knew it, and I knew it was Connect 4. And I went to Twitch, and I went to chat, but there was a pop-up that come up the first time you chat, and you have to confirm something. I'm like, oh. And so I'm like, okay. And then it's like, I have to send you a text to confirm it. Oh, I just gave up. But I was like, I was backstage with the answer. I really wanted to get in on
by
it.
bureaucracy.
Well,
It's a bummer.
if we had been doing the kind of live stream where you're on it the whole time and you're in the backstage before we go live and we could talk, I could have told you there's a private chat that you could have written it in.
Okay.
But I guess it wouldn't have been. I think we would have allowed it, right, Chris?
I think something would have happened, and we would have just rolled with it. That's exactly what. That's the way these go.
I'll get to your systems in a minute because your systems are fantastic. I love everything here at Protospiel. Let me start by saying my name is Jason, and I am a part of the Misplay podcast. We are a podcast and a board game company. Hopefully, we don't officially have the LLC going yet. We've got a partnership going, and we have been for 2 years building a board game, and we haven't spent the whole time building this board game. We spent the first year just figuring out what is a board game. We're somebody who played board games, and we're just like, well, let's build a board game. And I would like to say we didn't come into it going, how hard can this be? We knew it was going to be a challenging thing to do. But we had this community built up from a previous podcast, and we said, let's build a board game. We can do this. And we spent the first year, we took like Will Wright's masterclass. We were reading Jamie Stigmeyer's blog. We were just looking what other people were doing. We were building print and play games, one-page games, and trying to figure out, okay, what could we actually make and bring the crowdfunding? And that's been our goal. And we have tried to tell the story that we are not telling people how to build board games. We don't know. We're telling people how we're building our board game. And so our podcast is called Misplay. You can listen wherever you get your podcast. The game that we brought to Protospiel Online, we were tentatively calling Currents, only because we were coming down to the deadline for Gen Con and the first exposure playtest hall, and we had to give it a name. And Currents was the name that we were talking about, this idea of when you place a tile that it's moving around like it's in water. And so that's where Currents came from, and that was the game that we brought to the Protospiel Online. And as you mentioned, yeah, it was my first time doing that. And I would say before that, if you had asked me 3 weeks ago, before that, I had never play tested a game with people I didn't know.
Wow.
Until we got to the build up to Gen Con. I had never done that. It was always an internal testing experience.
Yeah, and then you jumped into the deep end with like Gen Con is just a huge convention, first of all.
Yeah.
And I know I've never been to the first exposure play hall myself, but I've heard people explain that you get assigned playtesters who are interested in your kind of game. So way back at the beginning of the stream, Nina was talking about needing to filter the feedback that people give based on what they're the kind of thing that they're interested in.
Right. Yeah.
But yeah, first exposure playtest hall, it has a system where, because there are a ton of people at Gen Con, they can kind of find you just, your perfect match of players. So you got to do that, and then very shortly after, like 2 weeks later, you came to Protospiel Online,
right.
And had, in that case, you're having probably a higher density of designers playing, and also more possibility of playing with people from international and different cultures and stuff than maybe you'd have as easily at Gen Con. Although Gen Con's huge, so I'm
Right.
sure people do travel from out of the country for it too. But
And
how did that feel?
Well, I'll start by saying I came into it really blind. I really didn't know what to expect at all. I had been following Protospiel Online on Bluesky, just because of the gaming content, and I saw this come up, and I said, "Oh, well, that's really interesting. I would like to try that." And the only thing I had heard was it was similar to Break My Games Discord, which I'd also never been a part of, and that was it. That was all I knew. I said online playtesting. We were really lucky because the thing that we had in our favor was when we built our game Currents, which we're now calling Starfold. When we built it, it was entirely built in playing cards. We've been building in playingcards.io since we started. That was just the tool that we took to immediately. We tried Tabletop Simulator. We said, probably not for us. And then we found one of our listeners had recommended to us, well, try playing cards. And we did. And then from that point on, everything we were building was in that space. And a few members of our team made sure to really kind of make that look smooth and a visually pleasing experience. And so shout out to Scott and Peter on our team for making sure what we were presenting was visually cool, and very playable, and it ran really smooth. So having that online game already built is probably the biggest obstacle for people who want to come and do Protospiel Online. There's hundreds, thousands of game designers out there, but one of the things you're going to need a digital prototype, and you're going to need a website where you can do that. And if you felt like Tabletop Simulator is tricky, playing cards was something that worked really well for us. And I know there's another dozen out there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really amazing how far along online playtesting tools have come. Especially with, maybe not total rules enforcement, but enough that you can really smoothly test a game online with very little friction from the testers end. And that's the big thing, is that testers can get in fast and be on board pretty quickly.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say that's another thing that Heather did very well. So the first day I show up, I'm in the Discord. I will say, I think it was Robert who said it earlier, hiding the gears. You had everything that I filled out and did online was so smooth. And the instructions were so clear. You couldn't, I don't know if it's possible to mess it up. It was do this, do this, do this, fill this out, make sure this is exactly this size, and then be in the Discord. And I was there, and I jumped. Within being in the Discord, we had a game going in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, that's music to my ears, Jason. I'm glad that you felt it wasn't possible to get anything confused. If only every single person felt like you did, I would have way fewer customer service tasks to complete. Okay. And that would be awesome. But I'm going to take that compliment and be happy about it, and also remember that there is still room for improvement. I'm actually in the middle of a project about that, so we'll see.
Growth mindset. We talk about it all the time, having a growth mindset.
Yes,
absolutely. But just kind of going back to previous sessions, I've been coming for a couple of years now, and just the little iterative improvements, session to session to session. It's always growing, and it's always getting better. Getting into games has gotten really fast and easy now, and it's far smoother if you're coming as a player, as I always do, to pretty quickly find something to get into.
So right away, the Friday I'm there, I've got a game going within 10 minutes, and I've got 3 pages of notes from these games. I was getting such good feedback, clear feedback. Some things I hadn't thought of before, like just had never seen before, had never heard of. The type of feedback was really detailed. As you had said before, a lot of the people that are playtesting your game are other game designers, and they definitely come with a different set of skills for sure.
So do you feel like that 3 pages of notes was really different than what happened at the first exposure playtest hall?
So I wasn't the person. I wasn't the body in the playtest hall.
Gotcha.
I got a crazy story, but my co-host was there. He was there. His name is Mark, and he was in the playtest hall. And I will say the feedback that I got back from Mark was different enough. I do think that most of the people that were in there playing were probably casual board gamers. And when I say casual, you have to draw a line at people coming to a board game convention are probably not all casual.
Super casual.
Just going to a convention puts you in a different place. But yeah, the people were different. You were right though, in that you had a really good. You had the ability to kind of pick the type of people you were looking for, and they did a good job of trying to get you the demographic you were looking for.
Yeah.
So one of the pieces of feedback that we got that really stuck with me came from somebody. It was Andy. Somebody had said, "I need to have Andy play my game," and I was
probably me. It was maybe more than one person. Yeah,
it was more than one person. Somebody they were messaging me, and I was really lucky to get Andy to play test our game, and then I was lucky enough to play test Order and Chaos and all of that Andy had. One of the things that he had said to us that has driven us now for the last 3 weeks is he described our game as type 2 fun. This is something we've talked a little bit on our podcast. I hadn't heard that before. I didn't know what it was. And so this idea that running a marathon is really fun for a lot of people, it's also painful. It's challenging. It's a hard thing to do. Not a lot of people like doing it, but people do. And that's type 2 fun. And so he was playing the game. He's like, yeah, this is type 2 fun. And I go, man, I really wasn't trying to build that game. That wasn't the game I set out to build. And we've really been taking that feedback and trying to figure out, is there a way to make this not a type 2 game? And so that's been driving and pushing a lot of our changes. And one of those things is moving towards a theme, which is something we've done in the last few weeks. We just submitted our game to the Board Game Geek 2-player contest.
Okay, cool.
Really more just for the feedback. I'm not trying to really win anything. I really want the feedback from people. And people have been giving us excellent feedback already, especially about how to make our game more print and play friendly. Because as I said in the beginning, like everything we've done has been on playing cards. We haven't done anything anywhere else.
Okay. Yeah, and well, actually, you haven't talked very much about what this game is that you're talking about, but it's I got to play test it probably on the first day. I can't remember for sure, but at a high level, I think I gave you the feedback that it's a little bit like Reversey, but with 3 colors.
Yep.
So it's instead of circles, it's squares, and each color of square does something different. And it sounds like I've listened to a couple episodes of your podcast. You've said orange and blue have been the same the whole time. Then there's gray that you're still trying to decide exactly what it does. But we each had a secret shape we were trying to make, and part of the game is deducing what shape your opponent is trying to make. And the moment somebody makes that shape, they just instantly win.
That's right. So. That's a good description. And I have a quote from you in my notes. I'm looking at it right now. It says, "I don't feel like I know what I'm doing." And it's really good to hear. That's really that type of feedback is really good to hear. There is the connection piece to that I make, and I can go, yeah, Heather, I feel the same way sometimes. That's what the game does sometimes. Absolutely. But then there's also okay, how can I resolve that a little bit? How can I make it feel like they do know and understand what they're doing, even on that first play test, even the first time they're going through the game. There's always a learning curve with anything. But that was a great quote from you.
That's funny. I think that it's interesting that you wrote down verbatim what I said, and I'm thinking back to saying it, and I think what I meant was, I don't think I know what my strategy should be, if that makes more sense.
Perfect. Yeah.
Great Heather quote. Well, yes. And maybe that can be an encouragement to anybody. We can apply that to, I don't think I know what I'm doing when it comes to like making a board game event or running a stream. You just kind of have to do it. And I often have people reflect back to me that that wow, my stream is really fancy or whatever, like various things that I'm doing are really fancy. And I'm like, okay, if you say so.
I was in a backstage room a few minutes ago. It was a backstage room. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good at picking.
Just barely hiding the wires with sparks coming off of them.
Right,
and,
exactly.
You know, like, but it all works out.
Yeah, I'm good at picking the software, I guess. Yes. Yeah, and I mean, I think getting in motion is how you figure things out, and that sounds like it's very much the ethos of your podcast, right?
Exactly. I mean, that's why we called ourselves the Misplay. That was, the original idea behind the name. Is, and I tell my students, I'm an elementary school teacher when I'm not building board games and making podcasts, that you learn from your mistakes more than you learn any other way. So, this has just been, our ethos of what we do.
Do you have, from the couple of episodes I've listened to, it sounds like you tried to start with a misplay that you had in a board game, a story of a misplay you had in a board game recently. So you've got a little bit of humor mixed in there, which is
yeah,
fun.
that's and look, I never play a game where I don't make a mistake somewhere.
Mm-hmm. That's awesome. Well, yeah, it's been really great to meet you. I'm glad that you found us. I think it turns out that Greg Poole and live in a similar area, but it sounds like you didn't find us because of Greg. You separately found us, which is interesting.
Yeah, it was separately. It really helped grow that connection, though. It really helped.
Yeah.
Greg and I co-sponsored a Golden Gate Game Makers online event for the first time last month, and we've got another one coming up this month. And just the experience that I had the week before that with you, Protospiel Online, just made me feel like, oh, I got this. I can do this.
Oh, good. That's great to hear. Yeah, and I mean that's something that we try to do a little bit is have a world map that shows where everybody's from. No guarantees somebody's going to be from the city you're from, but they might be, and then you can check that map to see if you should, find each other and play test in person or just talk more often or whatever. What
Lots of great scuttle in the chat right now too about people making mistakes. It is a very common, relatable experience. Turns out, screwing up in board games, and so good stuff.
Yes, very true. All right, I think it is time for us to spin our last spin. So I'll bring Crystal back, and you can help us spin the wheel, Jason.
And I've added a twist because it would have been less dramatic otherwise.
Okay.
So
okay.
We might only have one name left on the wheel, but we have other slices now, and we'll see what pops up.
Right.
We may spin more than one, so we'll have to see. So
Crystal's putting on her design hat now too. Yeah.
There we go.
3, 2, 1. Here we go. Woo! And of course, it'll probably pick the name, and so I won't get into the fun stuff. Yep, that's what's going to happen. Hey, it's Adam!
So your idea was getting...
We could have had a panda boogie in the middle of the stream, but it's okay.
And then an extra spin, I see.
Yes, all of them were, and spin again.
You're in control. Just do it again. Just go ahead and just give it another spin. Whatever.
You want to see?
There we go.
We can do that.
Adam wins again. Oh! Everybody, okay, chat. Oh no, this is us too. Everybody did. Yeah. Hornet says, "Big box, no whammies." I mean, I had to do something, right? Like,
yes.
So
good thing.
That was a great idea.
Adam.
Yes. We gotcha. Okay. Well, we got all the prizes given away. Oh, I forgot to say what it was. I always forget that. So that one is a big gift. That's the one that I don't have the box near me for, but let me show you a screen share of the page for it. The sales page for it. There it is. It's Feud from Joachim and Mindgate Studios. So that's a very fancy playmat, and this whole like sweet organizer of it's kind of like a half-size cards battle placement. You place the cards out on your battlefield, and they all have powers and stuff like that. So that is what Adam wins. Yay!
Very cool.
That's a pretty fancy prize. Love it.
Yeah, that's very generous prize. Joachim's the best. One of our mods at this point, based out of Germany. Yeah. And thank you, Jason, for joining us. Let me get your link for the misplay, your website.
Thank you very much for having me. I
Put
really
that in the
appreciate it.
chat for
Thank you,
everybody.
Chris. Thank you, Crystal, as well.
Yeah. I'm going to have to check out your podcast.
I have to check out your podcast.
Matchmaking. That's awesome. But yes, thank you everybody for joining us. And I'll just tell you for Protospiel Online, the next Protospiel Online event is January. The middle of January. I got to look at the specific date. I think it's the 15th, but I don't want to misspeak now. And my calendar on my computer isn't working. My computer says, this is very tiring. This is a lot to ask of me, to have a calendar and a stream running and all of those things at the same time. It's in January, folks. It's like the 30th of January. You can look at a calendar. Oh my goodness.
Your Bluesky account is January 16th to 18th.
Okay, there we go. Jason's got my back.
That
January
sounds about right.
The calendar says I am tired. Yes.
Yeah.
This is what happens when we do a late night stream.
Well, I can tell you the misplay will be there. We will be there.
Awesome. Well, it'll be great to play with you again. Do you think you're going to work on anything new, or it's going to be this game or bust, basically?
Well, our stated goal was to get this game to crowdfunding. You know, whether or not it's successful wasn't really the goal. The goal was to build a game and get it to crowdfunding. And so our goal is by the end of this year, we kind of lock in the mechanics, we lock in the theme, and then we spend season 3 of our podcast talking about how you go about starting a crowdfunding campaign and get to manufacturing. So when we get there in January, I hope I'm showing you a game where we're like, this is finished. This is what it's going to be. And now we're working on the next steps.
Okay, awesome. Or maybe I'm just wanting feedback about like the presentation of it. Yeah, it's more like market research at that point.
And I'll tell you what, it's going to be the contacts and the conversations with people in Discord who have been there already and can give that direction and that advice. Absolutely. You know, that I think that was probably the biggest takeaway, is just now being in an environment, being surrounded by people who are game designers or, you know, are heavy board game players, and then leveraging that. You know, I think the quote is standing on the shoulders of giants, right? That's the idea.
Yay. Well, we're glad to have you. And thanks for joining us. And everybody in chat, thanks for joining us. And Chris, thanks for making your fun game. And Crystal, impromptu making a fun game too. It's good to be with all of you. And we'll see you next time.
Thank you.
Bye, everybody.
Bye-bye.
Bye, everybody.